wearing
yours.
a mask.
Live streaming is
No!
on.
Don't stop live
We are all very prepared and ready.
Is it what? Is it a thing? Is it a
Oh
thing?
no, I have to tell my family. I forgot that they like me to do that.
I can't
I should
find
told
the
Carl.
thing.
Real life.
This
I
might
got
be
to the
helpful.
cliff.
Oh my gosh!
Wait,
guys,
where? Did you hook it up to the YouTube?
yes.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're
I
live.
got the
I am
notification on my
watching the
phone.
live stream.
Why?
Oh,
Highlight?
shit.
Wait, how do I make it gallery view?
The thing with gallery view is that you can't see everyone if you are split screening. I've
Oh,
noticed
God,
because
yeah.
I have to
It was-
scroll to
it was
see
a-
everyone,
Yeah,
Oh.
so
which is
But like on
Oh,
the
it is live.
it's changing between.
Yeah.
It's on the stream.
Oh my god, Nara's first. We just got owned.
Okay.
uh,
Right, we're good. We're good.
How?
Why did we have to start the stream so quickly in this? I don't know what we're doing this on.
You were late.
We're just
that's
Couldn't be earlier. What? I had to do the thing.
I just assumed like we just go straight into it because
Alrighty, introductions, people. Let's go.
and
I
why
guess
does-
I will.
What am I even playing?
There's a cast list in the Discord. I will start. Hello, I'm Nori. I'm playing No One of Consequence and a bunch of little roles.
Nice.
yeah. List.
I am opening
Do we
the
have a
list.
who's the list?
I'm trying
Did
to
I
find-
freeze while introducing myself?
No.
Mm,
No, you're good.
We're trying to.
This is why we should have put it in the chat.
This is so. we're
Who's
so
going next?
prepared and ready.
I don't know who's going next.
I'll
Should
go
I
next.
go
Go
next?
next.
oh no,
Um,
Nara, I'm
First
going
is,
next.
first is Romeo.
Go in
What?
order of the cast list.
Okay,
Yeah.
Order of the
Yeah.
cast list.
I have no idea what order the cast list is.
Major
okay, I will-
characters.
Shakespeare.
I'm gonna post it.
Okay.
Guys, it's,
Hang on.
Get-
There.
all right. Oh,
it's incomplete. No, it's right. Okay. Right.
I have
everyone?
missed this.
It's the major guys, yeah.
There you go.
so
Aiden's first then.
okay. That's what I thought.
Okay, so hi, my name is Aiden, and I'm playing Romeo.
Hello, I'm Justin. I am playing Tybalt, the nurse, and Gregory.
Hello, my name is Pixie. I am playing Mercutio and Prince. I'm nodding like I know what I'm talking about. Prince, yes, Prince.
Prince, the American singer.
Prince.
Formerly known as Prince.
Hi, I'm Blitz and I'll be playing Benvolio.
Ruby.
Oh, I'm Ruby and I'll be playing Juliet.
I'm
Oh.
Sabine and I'll be playing Friar Lawrence and also the heads of both households.
That much power.
So,
As you should.
Hello, I'm Inara. I'm reading stage directions, Lady Juliet's mom, and other smaller characters that show up at the end of the story.
Alright, and I'm Irma. I think I'm playing Just Paris. Yes, I am playing Just Paris.
One roll. What a day.
So,
Who are you and what have you done with Irma?
Okay, is that everyone?
yes, I think it
so.
is.
Okay, then is it time?
No.
We begin.
great, I'm gonna start.
go.
Act 1, prologue.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new unity, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventures piteous overthrows do their death do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, but which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Scene 1. Verona, a public place. Enter Samson and Gregory of the House of Capulet, armed with swords and bucklers.
Draw thy tool. Here comes 2 of the house of Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How, that I turn back and run?
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare, I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Enter Abraham and Balthazar.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say aye?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, but I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kingsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw, if you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow.
They fight. Enter Benvolio.
Park, fools! Put up your swords. You know not what you do.
Beats down their swords. Enter Tybalt.
Oh boy, this is a bad call. What art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward.
They fight. Enter Capulet in his gown and Lady Capulet.
Oh. What noise is this? Give me my longsword. Oh.
A crutch, a crutch. Why call you for a sword?
My sword, I say. Old Montague is come, and flourishes his blade in spite of me.
Enter Montag. And Lady Montag.
Thou villain Capulet, hold me back, let me go.
Thou shalt not stir a foot to seek a foe.
Enter Prince with attendants.
Sorry, I lost where I was in the script. Ha. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbour-stained steel, will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage, with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture, from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by the old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments to wield old partisans in hands of old, cankered with peace to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, you come you this afternoon, to know our further pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
At sound all both Montague, Lady Montague, and Benvolio.
Who set this ancient quarrel near breach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours. Close fighting here I did approach. I drew to part him. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt, with his sword prepared, which, as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds. Who nothing hurt withal hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrust and blows, came more and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part.
Excellent. Scene 2. A street. Enter Capulet and a servant. The servant given a paper.
Go, Syra. Trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome to their pleasure stay.
Excellent.
Find them whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. I must to the learned, in good time.
Enter Benvolio and Romeo.
Tut, man, one fire burns out another's burning, one pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy, and behold by backwards turning. One desperate grief cures another's language. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank of poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is, shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented, and God and good fellow.
God, and I pray you, sir, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune is my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray you, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters in the language.
You say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Mantino and his wife and daughters, Countess Salme and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vittorio, Signor Placento and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosalind, Livia, Signor Valentino and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper, our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
Exit.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets sups the fair Rosaline whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains a falsehood then turned to fires, and these who often drown can never die, transparent heretics, be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun, never saw her match since the first world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye, but in that crystal scale let her be weighed. Your lady's love against some other maid. That I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall chance show well that now show best.
I'll go along, no such slight to be shown, but rejoice in splendour of mine own.
Excellent. Scene 3. A room in Capulet's house. Enter Lady Capulet and nurse. Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now, by my maidenhead at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb, what ladybird, God forbid. Where's this girl? What, Juliet?
Enter Juliet.
How now, who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret, nurse. Come back again. I have remembered me. Thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age into an hour. Thou wast the prettiest babe I ever I nursed. and I might live to see thee married once I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honour that I dream not of.
An honour! Were not I thine only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teat.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of teen are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus, then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, lady such a man, as all the world, why, he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read over the volume of young Paris' face, and find delight writ here, writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every merry lineament, and see how one another lends content, and what obscuring this fair volume lies. Find written in the margin of his eyes, this precious book of love, this unbound lover, to be refound only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and is much pride, for fair without the fair within to hide. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory, that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that so shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger, women grow by men.
Speak briefly, can you like of Paris' love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endot mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days.
Excellent. Scene 4, a street. Enter Romeo, Mercutio, Benvolio, with 5 or 6 maskers, torch-bearers, and others.
What shall this speech be spoke of our excuse, or shall we on without an apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, bearing a Tartar's painted bow of lace, scaring the ladies like a crow-keeper, nor without book prologue, faintly spoke, after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure, and be gone.
Give me a torch, I am not for this emblem. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me, you have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
Cupid wings and soar with them above a common bound.
Too sore and pierced with his shaft, too sore with his light feathers, and so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above Dorwell, under love's heavy burden I do sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love, too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? Is it too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn?
In love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in, a visor for a visor. What care I? What curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
A torch for me, let wanton's light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels, for I am proverbed with a grandsire face. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was never too far, and I am done.
Done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire of this sir reverence love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight ho.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay, we waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in our ear, once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis not wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
that dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh then, I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone, on the forefinger of an older man, drawed with a team of little atomies, athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spiders' legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, the traces of the smallest spider's web, the collars of moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner a small grey-coated gnat, not so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old rub. Time out her mind the fairies' coachmakers. And in this state she gallops night by night, through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. O courtiers' knees that dream on courtiers straight. O lawyers' singers who straight dream on fees. O a lady's lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometimes comes she with Ties pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she dreameth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches and buscados, that's how you say that, Spanish blades, of helms 5 fathom deep, and then anon, drums in its ear, which he starts and wakes, and being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is that very Mab, that plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf flocks in foul sluggish hairs, which once untangle much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and leans them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True, I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind, who woes even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear, too early, for my mind misgives, some consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin this fearful date. With this night's revel and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast. But some vile forfeit of untimely death, but he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail, O lusty gentleman.
Strike, drum.
Exeunt. Scene 5. A hall in Caplet's house. It's been enough minutes that I forgot how to pronounce his name again. Yeah, this is a cue for someone to say how to say the name.
Capulet.
Thank you. Enter Capulet, with Juliet and others of his house, being the guests and maskers.
Welcome, gentlemen, ladies that have their toes. Unplagued with corns will have a bout with you. Aha, my mistresses, which of you all will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corns. Am I come near ye now? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor, and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear. Such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians play. A hole, give room, and foot it, girls.
Music plays and they dance.
What lady is that which doth enrich on a hand of your yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in a lady's ear. Beauty too rich to use, for earth too dear, to show a snowy dove true with crows, as yonder lady over her fellow shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, may it bless my rude hand. Did love Did my heart love till now forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What dares the slave come hither covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not to sin.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Father?
I was distracted. Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore that storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman. And, to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town here in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which of if thou respect, show a fair presence and put off these frowns. Shut up. Put off these frowns. An ill-beseeming semblance for a feast. Don't interrupt my monologue.
If fits when such a villain is a guest, I'll not endure him.
He
Uncle?
shall be endured. What good man boy, I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here or you? Go to. Shut up. Oh no, I lost my place. You will not enjoy him. God shall mend my soul. You will make a mutiny among my guests. You will set a you will set cock a hoop. You'll be the man. What am I saying?
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a saucy boy, isn't it so indeed? This trick may chance to save you, I know what. You must contrary me. Marry, 'tis time. Well said, my heart. You are princocks? Go, be quiet, or more light, for shame. I'll make you quiet. Why, what? Cheerily, my hearts.
Patience perforce with wilful choler meeting makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall.
At it.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle find that it is, my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saints, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
They move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips, or trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter, that you talked with. I tell you that he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is a foe's debt.
Away, begone! The sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear the more is in mine rest.
Nay, this is the right rhyme, right? Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Is it e'en so? Why then, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. More torches here. Come on then, let's to bed. By my fay, it waxes late. Oh, to my rest.
Exeunt all but Juliet and nurse.
Come hither, nurse. What is yond gentleman?
The son and heir of old Tibero.
What's he that now is going out of door?
Marry that, I think, be young Percutio.
What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name, if he be married. My grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now of one I danced withal.
One calls within, Juliet!
Anon, anon. Come, let's away. The strangers are all gone.
Exeunt. Act 2, Scene 2. Capulet's orchard. Enter Romeo. Juliet appears above at a window.
But soft what light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, first moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou her maid art fair, more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery, but sick and green. But fools beware it, cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eyes discourse. I will answer it. I am too bold, 'tis not me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. Her eyes were there, they in her hand. The brightest of her cheeks would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would stream through an airy region, stream so bright that birds would sing, and think it were not night. See how she leans, her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch her cheek.
Ay me!
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious as this night, bearing over mine, as a winged message into the white upturned wondering mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy piercing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus be screened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither fair saint if either thee dislike.
What? How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the palace death, considering who thou art. If any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings I did overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love's attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine island, 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight, and but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prolonged, wanton of thy love.
By whose direction foundest thou out this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire, he lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as fair as that shore washed with the farther sea, and I would adventure for no such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Faith would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false at lovers' perjuries, then say, Jove laughs, O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully, or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse, and say thee nay. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behaviour light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardest, ere I was ware, my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver on all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love?
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose? Love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again, and yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Nurse calls within.
Oh, I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Exit above.
Oh, blessed, blessed night, I am afeard. Being in night, all this but a dream, too flattering, sweet to be substantial.
Re-enter Juliet above.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy best of love be honourable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come to cease thy suit, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
Etten, above.
1,000 times worse, one twilight, loves go towards love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Retiring, re-enter Juliet above.
St. Romeo, st. Oh, for a falconer's voice, to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where Echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of my Romeo's name.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lover's tongue at night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo!
My dear,
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
at the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I loved thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird, who lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Etten above.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast, that I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence I will to my ghostly father's cell his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.
Etten. Scene 3. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence and Romeo.
Hold on. Oh no, never mind. Okay. Wait, what am I? How am I a friar? Oh.
My liege.
Thank you. Anyway, it's Romeo.
Good morrow, father.
Been at the sight, what early tongue so sweet saluteth me, young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every man's eye, our eyes, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with stuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure that thou art uproused by some temperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
At last it's true, the sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin, wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no, I have forgot that name, and that name's woe.
That's good. That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee ere thou ask me again. I have been feasted on mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me. That is, by me wounded, both our remedies. Within thy help and holy physic lie. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steeds my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
And plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fairest daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what vow must combine. My holy marriage, when and where and how we met, we wooed, and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosalind, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies, not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thou thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline? What? How much salt water thrown away and waste to season love that of it doth not taste. The sun not yet thy sighs from heaven clears, thy old groans ring yet in my ancient ear. Lo, here upon thy cheek is the stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet. If ere thou wast thyself and these woes thine, thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce the sentence then. Woman may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chist me off for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And best me bury love.
Not in a grave, to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide not, she whom I love now, doth grace for grace and love for love allow, the other did not so.
Oh, she knew well, thy love did read by rote and could not spout. But come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove, to turn your households ranked to pure love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Et sant. Scene 4, a street. Enter Benvolio and Mercutio.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
That same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosalind, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the king's man of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge? On my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master, how he dares, being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo. He is already dead, stabbed with a white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. What? And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests me, his minimum rests, 1, 2, and the third in your bosom, the very butcher of a silk button, a duelist, a gentleman of the very first house, of the first and second cause, the immortal passado, the punto reverso, the high.
The what?
The pogs are such antic, lisping, affecting fantasticos. These new tuners of accents. By Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man, a very good whore. Why is not this a lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted with these strange files, those fashion-mongers, these pedonymies, who stand so much on the new form that they cannot ease on the old bench? Oh, their bones! Their bones.
Enter Romeo.
Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Without his roe, like a dried herring. Flesh, how art thou fishified? Now is he for the numbers that Petrarch flowed in. Laura to his lady was but a kitchen wench. Marry, she had a better love to be rhyme her. Dido a dowdy. Helen and Hero, Hildings and harlots. This be a grey eye or so, but not to the purpose. Signor Romeo, bonjour! There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us a counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morning
so
to you
savage.
both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The ship, sir! The slip! Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, my business was great, and in such a case mine may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams.
Meaning to courtesy?
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
The most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower?
Right.
Why then is my pump well flowered?
Well said. Follow me this jest now till thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing soul singular.
A single soul jest, solely singular for the singleness.
Come between us, good Benfolio, my wits faint.
Switch and spurs are all carry a match.
Nay, if thy wits run the wild goose chase, I have done, for thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than, I am sure, I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
Thou wast never with me for anything when thou went there not for the goose.
I will bite thee by the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, bite not.
Thy wit is a very bitter sweeting. It is a most sharp sauce.
And it is not well served to a sweet goose.
Oh, here's a wit of Cheveril that stretches from an inch narrow to an ell broad.
I stretch it out for the word broad, which added to the goose, proves to be fair and wide a broad goose.
Why is it not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable, now art thou Romeo, now art thou what thou art by art as well as by nature, for this drivelling love is like but a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there, stop there.
Thou desirest me to stop in my tail against a hare.
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived. I would have made it short, for I was come to the whole depth of my tale, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear.
Enter nurse.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good then?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the bawdy hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you! What a man are you!
One, gentlewoman, that God have made... Oh, sorry, that's my line. I just realised.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I just realised. I first said cruciate because it's all blaring on my phone.
How dare you?
It's all blaring on my phone.
One gentlewoman that God hath made for himself to mar.
But my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar. Quotha? Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than when he was you sought. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yeah, is the worst well? Very well took, I faith. Wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Aboard, I think I'm saying that right. Aboard, so ho.
What hast thou found?
No hair, sir, unless a hair, sir, in a Lenten pie, that is something stale and hoar, ere it be spent. Oh God, I didn't know how to sing, nobody told me that. An old hair whore, and an old hair whore, is very good meat in Lent. But a hair that is hoar is too much for a score, when it whores it be spent. Romeo, will you come to your father's? Will to dinner? I can't say that, sorry.
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell. Lady, 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 lady.
Edson, Mercutio, and Benvolio.
Marry farewell. I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman this, that loves to himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to a month.
And to speak anything against me, I'll take him down in a word less year than he is, and 20 such jacks, and if I cannot, I'll find that those that shall. Scurvy knave. I am none of this flirt gills. I am none of his skeins mates. Now, for God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave, I pray you, sir, a word. And, as I told you, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say I will keep to myself, but first let me tell ye, if ye shall lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behaviour, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, and therefore if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and a very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress, I protest unto thee.
Good heart, and in faith, I will tell her as much as such. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come and shrift this afternoon, and there shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived the maid. Here is for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my men shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which to thy high top, gallant of my joy, must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty, and I'll quit thy plans. Farewell, commend me to thy mistress.
Now God in heaven bless thee. Hark you, sir.
What say'st thou, my dear nurse?
Is your man secret? Did you never hear say? Two may keep counsel, putting one away.
I warrant thee, my man is true as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, and 'twas a little prating thing. Oh, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife aboard. But she, good soul, had as lief as a toad, a very toad as I see him. I anger her sometimes, and tell her that Paris is the properer man. But I'll warrant you, when I say so, she looks as pale as any clout in the visceral world. Doth not Rosemary and Romeo both begin both with a letter?
Ay, nurse, what of that? Both with an R.
Ah, mocker. That's the dog's name. R is for the... No. I know it begins with some other letter, and she hath the prettiest sentience of it. Of you and Rosemary. That it would do you good to hear it.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Capulet's orchard. Enter Juliet.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return.
Enter nurse.
Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Now, good sweet nurse. O Lord, why lookest thou so sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am aweary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I had.
I wouldst thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath, when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll say the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is't good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo! No, not he, though his face be better than any man's. Yet his leg excels all men's, and for a hand and a foot and a body, though they not be talked on, and yet they are past compare, he is not the flower of courtesy. But I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. My back, oh, the other side, oh, my back, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous and kind and handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Now come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They be scarlet straight in any news. Hie you to church, I must another way, to fetch a ladder, by which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it comes dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go! All to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
Exeunt. Scene 6. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence and Romeo.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen, but come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy, that one short minute gives me in her sight, do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare, it is enough, I may call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their trumpet die like fire and powder, which they, as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow.
Enter Juliet.
Here comes the lady. Oh, so light of foot will near wear out the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall. So light is vanity.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy by heaps like mine, and thy skill be more to blazon on, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbour, and let rich music's tongue unfold the happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we shall make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
Excellent. Act 3. Scene 1. A public place. Enter Mercutio and Benvolio.
My ring light fell off. Hang on. I'm good.
By my head, here comes the Capulet.
By my heel, I care not.
Enter Tybalt and others.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall not find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort, what dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort.
You talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze upon us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure. I.
Enter Romeo.
Well, peace be with you. Sir, here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Marry, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, thy reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain I am none, therefore farewell. I see thou know'st me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm this honourable file's submission. Alice Staccato carries it away.
It's a fencing term.
Thank you. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, that I mean to make bold withal. And as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of his pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passado. I think I know that one.
They fight.
Draw Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbidden bandying in Verona streets. Hold to Tybalt, good Mercutio.
Tybalt, under Romeo's arm, stabs Mercutio and flies with his followers.
I am hurt. A plague on both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone or hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
Aye, a scratch. Marry, 'tis enough. Where is my page? Go, villain. Fetch a surgeon.
Exit page.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses. Zounds, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why thy devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I fought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses. They have made worms meat of me, I have it, and soundly too. Your houses.
At son Mercutio and Benvolio.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation with Tybalt's slander, Tybalt, that an hour hath killed my kinsman. O sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valid still.
Re-enter Benvolio.
Oh Romeo, Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead. That gallant spirit had inspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend, but this begins the while others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt again.
Alive in triumph and Mercutio slain, away to heaven, respective leniency, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now.
Re-enter Tybalt.
Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again, that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads. Stand in for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that didst consort him here, shout with him hence.
This shall determine that.
They fight. Tybalt falls.
Romeo, away, be gone! The citizens are up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death. If thou art taken, hence, be gone away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Exit Romeo. Enter citizens. Well, are these citizens anyone specific? I'll read that. Which way ran he that killed Mercutio? Tybalt, their murderer. Which way ran he?
There lies that Tybalt.
Up, sir, go with me. I charge thee in the prince's name, obey. Enter the prince, attended, Montague, Capulet, their wives, and others.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all, the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. Here lies the man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt, my cousin, oh, my brother's child, oh, prince, cousin, husband, oh, the blood is spilt, oh, my dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague. Oh, cousin, cousin.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged withal your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt's deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breath, who as all hot turns deadly point to point, and with the martial scorn, with one hand's beat called death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo cries aloud, "Hold, friends! Friends, part!" And swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes, underneath whose arm an envious touch from Tybalt hid the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to this they go like lightning, for, ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain, and, as he fell, did Romeo turn and flee. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could kill but one life. I beg for justice which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him, he slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was how do you say his name?
Mercutio.
Crucio's friend. His fault concludes about what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offence, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a bleeding. But I'll immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he's found that hour is his last. Bear hence his body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Capulet's orchard. Enter Juliet.
Gosh. Oh, wow. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus's lodging, with such a wagoner as Phaethian would whip you to the west, and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil knight, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood, bathing in my cheeks, with thy black mantle, till strange love, grown bold, think true love acted simple modesty. Come, night, come, Romeo, come, thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whether with whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and, though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence.
Enter nurse with cords.
Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo bid thee fetch?
Aye, the cords.
Throws them down.
What news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Well a day. He's dead. We are undone, lady, we are undone. Alack the day. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo. Who would have ever thought it? Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I, and that bare foul eye shall poison more than the death-darting eye of cockatrice. I am not I, if there be such an eye, or those eyes shut that make the answer I. If he be slain, say I, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw with mine eyes. God save the mark. Here on his manly, a piteous corse. A bloody, piteous corse. Pale as ashes. All bedaubed in blood. All in gore blood. I swounded at the sight.
Oh, break my heart. Poor bankrupt, break at once. To prison, eyes, ne'er look on liberty, vile earth, to earth resign, end motion here, and thou and Romeo press one heavy fear.
Oh, Tybalt, the best friend I ever had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered, and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dearer lord? Then dreadful trumpet sound the general doom, for who is living if these two are gone?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he's banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. Alas, the day, it did.
Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolvish ravening lamb, despised substance of divinest snow, just opposite to what thou justly seem'st, a damned state, an honourable villain. O nature, what hadst thou to do in hell, when thou didst bower the spirit of a fiend in moral paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous place!
There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. Where's my man? Give me some aquavite. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo.
Blessed be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is ashamed to sit. For 'tis a throne where honour may be crowned sole monarch of the universal earth. Oh, what a beast I was to chide at him!
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Ah, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name, when I, thy 3 hours' wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore I weep then? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death, that murdered me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory, like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. That one word banished, hath slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there, or if sour woe delights in fellowship, and needly will be ranked with other griefs, why followed not, when she said Tybalt's dead, thy father or thy mother, nay, or both, which modern lamentations might have moved? But with a rearward following Tybalt's death, Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure, bound in that word's death. No words that can woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when there's a dry for Romeo's banishment. Take up those cords, poor ropes you are beguiled, both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Cords, come, nurse, I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hide to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I will dwell where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him. He is hid at Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him, give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Exeunt. Scene 3. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence.
Romeo, come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamoured of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Enter Romeo.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintances at my hand that I yet not know?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What's less than doomsday's the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Ha! Banishment, be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then banished is death mistermed, calling death banishment. Thou cutt'st my head off with a golden axe, and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
O deadly sin, O rude unthankfulness, thy fault our Lord caused death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law, and turned that black word death to banishment. This is a dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse. Every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honourable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on white wonder of dear Juliet's hand, and steal immortal blessings from her lips, who even in pure and vestal modesty still blush, as thinking their own kisses sin, but Romeo may not, he is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And say'st thou, yet the exile is not death, hast thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though never so mean, but banished to kill me. Banished! O friar, the damned use of that word in hell, howling attend it, how hast thou the heart being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, my friend professed to mangle me with that word, banished.
Thou fond madman, hear but me but speak a word.
O thou wilt speak again of banishment?
I'll give thee armour to keep off that word, adversity's sweet milk philosophy, to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished. Hang up philosophy, unless philosophy can make a Juliet, displant a town, reverse a prince's doom. It helps not, it prevails not, talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that, dost thou not feel? Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me banished, then mightest thou speak, and mightest thou tear thy hair, and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Knocking within.
Hark, how they knock! Who's there? Romeo, arise! Thou wilt be taken. Stay a while. Stand up. Who knocks? Oh, wait. Run to my study. By and by, God's will. What simpleness is this? I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome, then.
Enter nurse.
O holy friar, oh tell me, holy friar, where is my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress's cave. Just in her case, a woeful sympathy, piteous predicament. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Stand up, stand, and you be a man, for Juliet's sake. For her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall so deep in an O?
Nurse.
Ah, sir. Well, death's the end of all.
Spakest of thou Juliet? How is it with her? Does she not think of me as an old murderer, now that I have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed but little from her own? Where is she, and how doth she, and what she say, my concealed lady, to our cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then falls down again.
As if that name, shot from deadly level of a gun, did murder her, as that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, Freya, tell me, in what foul part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack the hateful mansion.
Drawing his sword.
Hold thy desperate hand. Art thou a man? Thy form cries out, and out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy a wild axe denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman is in a seeming man, or ill beseeming beast and seeming both. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself, and stay thy lady too that lives in thee, by doing damned hate upon thyself? Why railest thou upon thy birth, the heaven and the earth? Since birth and heaven and earth, all three do meet in thee at once, which thou at once wouldst lose. Fie, fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit, which like a usurer abounds in all, and uses none in that true use indeed, which should bedrock thy shape, thy love, thy wit. Thy noble shape is but a form of wax, digressing from the valour of man. Thy dear love sworn but hollow perjury, killing that which sorry, woke up. Killing that love which thou hast vowed to cherish. Thy wit, that ornament to shape and love, misshapen in the conduct of them both, like powder in a skitless soldier's flask, is set aflame by thine own ignorance, and thou dismembered with thine own defence. What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake would thou wouldst be lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend, and turns it to exile. Where art thou happy? A pack of blessings lights upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array. But, like a misbehaved and sullen wretch, thou poutest upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such thy miserable. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber, hence, and comfort her. But look, thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, which thou shalt live, till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back, with 20,100,000 times more joy than thou wouldst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse, commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten to all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is! My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me give you, sir. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
As it.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch is set, or by the break of day disguise from hence. Sojourn in Mantua, I will find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to be part with me. Farewell.
Exeunt. Scene 4. A room in Capulet's house. Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and Paris.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily, that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. We were born there. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight, I promise you. But for your company, I would have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mealed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Ha ha! Well, Wednesday is too soon. Oh, Thursday let it be. Oh, Thursday tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Now, will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We'll keep no greater ado, a friend or two. For, hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought that we held him carelessly, being our kinsman if we reveal too much. Therefore, we'll have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. Oh, Thursday be it then. Go you to Juliet ere you go to bed. Prepare her, wife, against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber, ho! For me, it is so very, very late, and we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Capulet's orchard. Enter Romeo and Juliet above, at the window.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, and not the lark, that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the moon, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on a misty mountain top. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight. I know it, aye. It is some meteor that the sun exhales, to be to thee this night a torch-bearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needest not to be gone.
Let me be taken, let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll stay young grey, and not mourn and die. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's bow, nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk, it is not day.
Oh, it is. High heads, be gone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some day the lark makes sweet division, this doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loath'd toad change eyes. Oh, now I would they had changed voices too. Since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day. Oh, now be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Enter nurse to the chamber.
Madam,
Nurse?
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Exit.
Then, window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell, farewell, one kiss and I'll descend.
He goeth down.
Art thou gone, so? Love, lord, I, husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell, I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings. Love to thee.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourse in our time to come.
O God, I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee, now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou look'st pale.
And trust me, love, in my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu, adieu.
Oh, Fortune, Fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, Fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is't my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Enter Lady Capulet. Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done, some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death, as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
The same villain, Romeo.
Villain and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is, because the traitor murderer lives.
Ay, madam, from the reach of these my hands, would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where the same banished renegade doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then, I hope, thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him, to wreak the love I bore my cousin upon his body that slaughtered him.
Find out the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sought out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectest none nor I looked not for. Ah,
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant young and noble gentleman, the County Paris at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, ere he that should be a husband comes to woo. I pray you tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed. Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee. Exit.
Oh, God! Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth, unless that husband send it me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practise stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world is to nothing. That he dares never come back to challenge you, or if he do, he must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him, an eagle, madam. hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first if it did not. Your first is dead, or 'twere as good as he were, as living here, and you've no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvellous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father, to Lawrence Cecil, to make confession and to be absolved.
Mary, I will, and this is wisely done.
Exit.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compares so many thousand times? Go, counsellor, thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar, to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
Exit. Act 4, Scene 1. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence and Juliet.
Oh, shut the door, and when thou hast done so, come weep with me. Past hope, past cure, past help.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me that how I may prevent it. If, in thy wisdom, thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands, and ere this hand, by thee to Romeo sealed, shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel, or, behold, twixt my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honour bring. Be not so long to speak, I long to die, if what thou speakest speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope, which craves as desperate an execution, and that is desperate which we would prevent. If rather than to marry County Paris thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame, that copest with death to himself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or shut me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quite with dead men's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud, things that, to hear them told, have made me tremble, and I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then, go home, be merry, give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial Take thou out this vial. Being then in bed, with this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humour, for no pulse shall give his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade. To pally ashes thy eyes' windows fall, like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death, and in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then wake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead, And then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the briar, thou shalt be borne to the same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt wake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valour in the acting of it.
Give me, oh, tell me not of fear.
Hold, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
Exeunt. Scene 2. A hall in Capulet's house. Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and nurse. Enter Juliet.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been getting?
Where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and I am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here, and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence's cell, and gave him what becomes love I might, not step over the bounds of modesty.
Why, I am glad on it. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be. Let me go see the county. Aye, Mary, go, I say, and fetch him hither. Now, afore God, this reverend holy friar, our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
Exeunt Juliet and nurse. We shall be shorted on provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things shall be well. I warrant thee, wife. Go thou to Juliet, help to decker up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. What ho! They are all forth. Well, I will walk myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light, since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Exeunt. Scene 3. Juliet's chamber. Enter Juliet and nurse.
Ay, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well, thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
Enter Lady Capulet. What, are you busy, ho? Need you my help?
No, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are behoveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you, for, I am sure, you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get into bed and rest, for thou hast need. Exeunt Lady Capulet and nurse.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should you do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, this shall forbid it. Lie thou here.
Laying down her dagger.
What if it be a poison, which the friar hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonoured, because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is, and yet methinks it should not, for he hath been still tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo came to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or, if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle where from these many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, it is not like that, I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes taught out of the earth, that living mortals, hearing them, run mad. Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay. Romeo, I come, this do I drink to thee.
She falls upon her bed, within the curtains. Scene 4. How in Capulet's house. Enter Capulet.
Good faith, 'tis day. The county will be here with music straight. For so he said he would, I hear him there. Nurse, wife, what ho? What, nurse, I say?
Enter Nurse.
Go waken Juliet, go and trim her up. I'll go chat to Paris. Hi, make haste. Make haste, the bridegroom, he is come already. Make haste, I say.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Juliet's chamber. Enter Nurse.
Mistress! What mistress? Juliet! I must needs wake her. Madam! Madam!
Unrouse the curtains.
Which dressed, and in your clothes, and down again. I must needs wake you. Lady! Lady! Lady? Alas! Help! Help! My lady's dead! Oh, well a day that ever I was born. Some aquavitae. Oh, my lord, my lady!
Enter Lady Capulet. What noise is here?
Oh, lamentable day.
What is the matter?
Look, look! Oh, heavy day.
Oh me, my child, my only life. Revive, look up, or I will die with thee. Help, help, call help. Enter Capulet.
For shame! Bring Juliet forth, her lord is come.
She's dead. Deceased.
Bruh.
She's dead. Alack the day.
Ha!
Alack the day, she's dead. She's dead.
Alas.
She's dead.
Shit, ha! Let me see her. Ow! Alas! They're the same line. It was confusing. She's cold. Her blood is settled, her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day.
Oh, woeful time.
Death that hath taken her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Enter Friar Lawrence and
Oh
parents.
shit, I'm two people here.
Oh my.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church? Ready to go, but never to return. Oh son, the night before thy wedding day, hath this land with thy wife. There she lies, flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all alive, living. All is dead.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? It doth it give me such a sight as this.
A cursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day. Most miserable hour that your time song and lasting labor of his pilgrimage. But one poor and loving child, but one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death hath catched it from my sight.
Oh, woe! A woeful day. Most lamentable day. Most woeful day that ever I did yet behold. Oh day, oh day, oh day, oh hateful day. Never was seen so black a day as this. A woeful day, a woeful day.
Peace, ho, for shame! Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion, for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. And weep ye not, seeing she is advanced above the clouds as high as heaven itself. Oh, in this you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing that she is well. She's not well married that lives married long, but she's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair course, and as the custom is, in all her best array, bear her to church. For though fond nature bids us an lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment. All things we have that we ordained festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bows. Our wedding chair to set a sad burial feast. Our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried corpse, and all things change them to the contrary. Sir, go you win, and madam, go with him. And go, Sir Paris, everyone prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave. The heavens do lure upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
At sounds. Act 5. Scene 1. Mantua. A street. Enter Romeo.
Oh shit, I'm back on. Why do I keep flicking? Okay, there. Where am I again? Page.
I'm immobile.
65.
Okay.
Act 5.
Okay. If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's Lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream, that gives a dead man leave to think. And breathed such a life with kisses in my lips that I revived, and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet it love itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy.
Enter Balthazar, wounded.
News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her lay low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it to you. Oh, pardon me for bringing this ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars. Thou know'st my lodging. Get me ink and paper, and hire post-horses. I will hence to-night.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me, and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters from me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone, and hire those horses, I'll be with thee straight.
At it, Balthazar.
Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. O mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. And I do remember an apothecary, a hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds, with overwhelming brows, culling of simples, meagre were his looks. Sharp misery had worn him to the bones, and in his needy shop a tortoise hung, an alligator stuffed, and other skins of ill-shaped fishes, and about his shelves a beggarly account of empty boxes, green earthen pots, bladders and musty seeds, remnants of packed threads, and old cakes of roses were thinly scattered to make up a show. Noting this penetrate to myself, I said, and if a man did need a poison now, who sell his present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch who would sell it to him. Oh, this same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it me. I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary!
Enter apothecary. Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man, I see that thou art poor. Hold those 40 ducats. Let me hear a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear, as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fired doth hurry from the fatal cannon's womb.
Such more as I have, but Mantua's love is deaf to any that utters them.
Art thou so barren full of wretchedness, and fearst to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starved in thine eyes, contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but now my will consents.
I pay thy poverty, and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off, and if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold, worse poison to men's soul, doing more murders in this loathsome world than these poor compounds, than thou mayst not sell. I sell thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell, buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come cordial and not poison, go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Et sunt. Scene 2. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar John. Holy Franciscan Friar! Brother, who? Enter Friar Lawrence.
The same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to fight the barefooted brother out, one of our order to associate me, here in the city visiting the sick, and fighting him the searches of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infection pestilence did reign actually. Seal up the doors, and will not let us forth. They must speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bear my letter then to Romeo?
I cannot send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune! By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of darenport, neglecting it. That's how you say that word. My brain would not process that word. It may do so much danger. Friar John, go hence. Get me an iron crow, bring it straight unto my cell. And now must I to the monument alone. With the 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. She will bestrew me that much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents. But I will write again to mend her, and keep her at my sow till Romeo come. Poor living corse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Exit. Scene 3. A churchyard. In is a tomb belonging to the Capulets. Enter Paris.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe! Thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will dew, or wanting that with tears distilled by moans, the obscues that I for thee will keep nightly shall bestrew thy grave and weep.
His page whistles from off stage.
The boy gives me warning something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obscues and my true love's right? What with a torch muffle me night awhile?
Retires. Enter Romeo and Balthazar.
Give me that mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter early in the morning. See thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light upon thy life, I charge thee. Whatever thou hearst or stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone. But if thou jealous, dost pry in what I further shall intend to do, by in heaven I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. And the time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable fear than empty tigers on the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that, live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks reveal his intents, I doubt. He retires.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and, in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
He opens the tomb.
This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my cousin, my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died. And here is to come with some villainous shame. To the dead bodies I will apprehend him.
He comes forward.
Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore I come hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head, by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone. By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy blade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
They fight.
Oh, I am slain.
False.
If thou be merciful, open the tomb and lay with me, Juliet.
He dies.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. What said my man? What my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode. I think you told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet? To think I was so. Oh, give me thy hand. Oh, writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern. Slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou here, by a dead man's interred.
Laying Paris in the tomb.
How oft when men are at the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, have had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered beauties in sight yet, is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. And death's pale flag is not advanced there, Tybalt liest thou there in the bloody sheet. Oh, what more favour can I do thee? Then with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy, forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee in dark here to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this place of dim light, with worms that are thy chamber, and never from this palace of dim light depart again. Here I will remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engross in death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavoury guide, thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick, weary bark. Here's to my love.
He drinks.
O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick, thus with a kiss I die.
He dies. And Juliet wakes.
What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make dye with a restorative. Thy lips are warm. Lead, boy, which way? Yea, noise? Then I'll be brief. O happy dagger!
Snatching Romeo's dagger.
This is thy sheath.
Stabs
The
herself.
rust and let me die.
She falls on Romeo's body and dies, and enters the watch.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoe'er you find attach. Pitiful sight! Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm, and newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues, some others search, just others, doesn't matter who. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
Re-enter some of the watch with Balthazar. Here's Romeo's man, and we found him in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Re-enter others of the watch with Friar Lawrence.
Stay the friar too.
Enter the prince with attendants.
I wasn't ready. Here I am. Hello. I can't. There we go.
Hello, Prince.
Hello, I'm here. What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and others.
Oh shit.
What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet and some Paris, and all run with open outcry towards the monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the County Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before the woman you killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar and his dog, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them, fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens! Oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds! This dagger hath mistaken, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it mischieved in my daughter's bosom.
Oh me! This sight of death is as a bell that rums my old age to a sepulchre. Enter Montague and others.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up, to see thy thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught, what menace is in this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and know their spring, their head, their true descent, and then I will be general of your woes, and lead you even to death meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience, bring forth the parties of suspicion.
No. I am the greatest, able to do the least, yet most suspected as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as a tedious tale. Romeo, their dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, their dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city. For whom and not for Tybalt Juliet pined, you, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to County Paris. And then comes she to me with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from the second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo, that he should hither come as this dire night, to help take her from this her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Some minute ere the time of her awaking here untimely lay, the noble Paris and the true Romeo dead. She wakes, and she, too desperate as it seems, did violence on herself. No. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before this time unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have... Okay.
Stop
We
throwing
still
people
have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then imposed he came from Mantua to the same place, to the same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death going on the vault. I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter, I will look on it. This letter doth make good the friar's words. The cause of true love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apocrypha, and therewithal come to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love, and I for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen, all are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my brother's jointure, for no more can I demand. But I can give you thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure be. At such rate be said. Shut up. And that of true and faithful Juliet, as rich shall Romeo's by his lady's lie, for sacrifices of our enmity.
A gloomy peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. And
Excellent.
Sabine.
Okay, it's over.
Sabine. The end.
Yeah, yes.
And then
Yay.
Montague and Capulet make out.
Exactly.
So true. I remember that in the script.
Pretty sure it's there. Okay. Well, we did it. It was fabulous. Thanks everyone for acting. Give a wave. There you go.
And thanks for Dan for throwing me off multiple times.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dan. What a great guy. So supportive. Okay.
So supportive.
Should I end the thing?
Yes. Goodbye.
Okay.
Were there credits or?
Oh,
shit! There
credits.
What?
Don't let them scream.
Credits.
I think I have the credit?
Margot made them.
I thought you did.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. It's 11 p.m. Everyone stall. Stall for a minute.
So, where's everyone from?
What?
Where?
First stream in a while, huh?
Stand up.
Woo!
Yeah. Only announced minutes earlier on social media.
Okay, can you see this? If I have to scroll down it.
Ah, I can.
I have to scroll down it because this is just how it works as a PDF. So here you go. I'm scrolling. Organized by Nori. The cast drawings are by Nori. So we have Ruby as Juliet and Aiden as Romeo. Shuffle along here. We have Sabine as Saturday and Montague. All in one. All encompassed.
Hey.
Two sides of a coin.
Blitz is Benvolio. Me, and Mercutio. Mercutio. I don't know how to freaking say his name. Mercutio. God damn it.
It's
Justin
you can pronounce it however you want.
Thank God. Justin is Tybalt. Earmuff is Paris, but Earmuff had to go, so the role was taken over at the last minute, but we appreciate Earmuff nonetheless. Nori was side characters. Nori also had to go, but they were also here. And then Nara was the stage directions.
Oh, that's hot.
That's so cute.
And thank you to Nori for organising all this and doing the cast drawings, and also to John, because we have to thank him every time we do this.
And thank you for not
Goodbye.
streaming when we are. I think.
I don't know.
No, he's not streaming.
He is not streaming. Yay.
Whoa.
Yay.
Yeah, that's it.
Good job, everyone.
End the stream. End the stream.
Bye.
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 royal rave.
The royal rave.
Wait.